PlayStation VR 2. It's been about 6 months since it was released on February 22nd of this year. So 6 months. And I want to do this video to give you my honest experience in those past 6 months. As a matter of fact, I was so hyped about PlayStation VR 2 that I even I changed my YouTube channel name. I didn't create a second channel. I just changed my YouTube name to only on PlayStation VR 2 because I was really hyped and I was super excited about PlayStation VR 2. So in order for you to understand where I'm coming from with this review, 6 months now since release date of February 22nd, first you need to keep in mind that I'm not new to VR. I've been a avid user of VR since Samsung Gear. We're talking 2014. So I've been using virtual reality for quite a long time. So I'm pretty familiar with VR from HTC Vive, HTC Vive Pro, Oculus Rift second generation, third generation, Oculus Rift S, Oculus Go, Oculus Quest, the original Oculus Quest 2. So Windows Mixed Reality. I even have Mirage Lenovo Solo. So I've been a virtual reality user for quite a long time. So virtual reality, it's nothing new to me. So that's the important part, people who are watching this to understand about me. So in 2016, when the original PlayStation VR was released, I was really hyped because I was like, okay, this is a very first Sony's ever VR headset. You know, PlayStation's gonna have a VR headset. All of things got going through my mind. I'm thinking Metal Gear. I'm thinking, all these other games, Spider-Man, God of War. I'm thinking The Last of Us. I'm thinking, all these games that Sony had in the past. This huge library of exclusives that Sony has. Twisted Metal. You name it, right? And I was super excited. I was like, oh my god, think about the library of exclusive games that Sony has under their belt, and imagine the kind of cool VR experiences we're gonna have with original PlayStation VR. And I still have my original PlayStation VR. It's still here, okay? I don't want people to think that I'm making this up. I still have it. It is still here. This is the original PlayStation VR. So look, because these days people want credibility on everything, which I don't blame them. I get it, especially on YouTube. So this is the original PlayStation VR. There's it right there, and it still works. I'm still using it. I use it for 3D. I watch 3D movies on it, and it works quite well, even on 3D. I have my PlayStation 4 Pro connected to it, and it works great. I've done videos, live streams on it. There's still something about the original PlayStation VR. I don't know how to explain it. It's just... it fits so right, dude. It was designed so well. I will still go as far to say that the original PlayStation VR, it's probably the most comfortable and the best well-designed VR headset of all time. I could play for hours and hours with this, and it would never bother me. So when the original PlayStation VR 1 came out in, what was it, October of 2016. I think it was October 2016. I'm starting to look like a Viking, man. I'm gonna need a haircut or something. No, I'll grow it. I'm gonna be a Viking. I'm gonna turn into a Viking. That's it. I'm getting cast for the next season of the Viking on History Channel. I'm just kidding. All right. So. When the PlayStation VR 1 came out, I was super excited. And I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. And I was really impressed. I was impressed with the original PlayStation VR 1. Because they brought a demo, like when you bought a PlayStation VR 1 original, there was a demo in there. I had a demo disc, okay? Don't ask me how, but there was a demo disc in there. And it's called like a PlayStation VR World or something. And there was all these cool games. There was a shark, like you in a cage underwater, and there was a shark circling around. There was this London chase crime drama type of game. There was a Batman Arkham game that I tried out. There was pretty cool demos in there. And I was like, this is cool. Not only do I have a PlayStation VR 1, but there's demos included. I was like, this is pretty cool. For $400 that you get the demos included. So that way when you purchased a PlayStation VR, that way you can try out these demos to help you out. So the whole experience was great. You know, it had the whole Sony signature on it. You know, that's the beauty about the Sony, is that the quality and the signature that they bring with their products. And then all of these cool games came out. Farpoint, there was that Firewall 0 Hour. So many games. My goodness. What else came out? Drive Club VR, the Iron Man. I mean, the Skyrim, Gran Turismo Sport. The list is too big. It's too big. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of games. It was a pretty big list. So, PlayStation VR 1 was pretty awesome. That's what I'm trying to say. PlayStation VR 1 was pretty freaking, sorry for the language, freaking awesome. You can watch 3D Blu-ray movies. It was great. I had no issues. I don't think anyone had any complaints about the PlayStation VR 1. Anyone I talked to, they all said they freaking loved it. And so did I. And so did I. Speaking from my heart. I have a special place for original PlayStation VR 1 in my heart. That's why I'm never going to sell it. It's the original seal that I was among the very first ones to buy it. I have the proof. I have the whole invoice inside the box, all of that, but it's not for sale. It is a special place in my heart. Plus, I'm using it for 3D movies, and I like to play my existing hundreds of PlayStation VR 1 games that I have. However, technology back then was good for its time. You know, the resolution wasn't as high as it is here. It still had OLED screen, okay, and the OLED screen was pretty good addition in my opinion. And I think that OLED screen that was built inside the PlayStation VR 1, it helped with the VR. It brought the colors pop. Nice contrast between the white and black levels. So the only downside that I had with the with the PlayStation VR 1 was these things, these move controllers. These I call them dildos. These dildo move controllers. This is this was like the only downside. Okay, that. But look, they got the job done. You know, they were not as accurate as these things right here, as this. Of course, they're not as accurate as the Sense controllers. Okay, but nonetheless, they got the job done, and that's all that matters. So, you know, And they did what they did for its time, and they still work, and it still works good. To be honest with you, it still works good, and it's a test of time that the Move controllers still can hold a glass of water, you know, even in today's technology. They're not perfect, but they get the job done, you know. Now, if you want to compare it to this, of course, it's like comparing, you know, apples and oranges, but what I'm trying to say is for 2016, at that time, PlayStation VR 1 was pretty freaking amazing, and a lot of people were excited because this was like the very first time that Sony PlayStation, a big brand, huge brand like PlayStation, got a VR headset. So I can't tell you how super excited I was. Everyone was super excited, man. The October of what? October 8th or something like that. When it came out in October, I mean, I couldn't wait. It was like an early Christmas, 2 months early Christmas for me. So I loved the PlayStation VR 1. Long story short, I enjoyed it. I loved it. Sony did everything right with PlayStation VR 1. There was a demo kiosks, demo station booth you can go into. You can test a PlayStation VR 1 to check it out. You can do all of that. So if before you buy it, when you walk into a GameStop or EB Games, or when you walk into a Best Buy or Walmart, you're able to try it before you buy it, and so it was great. PlayStation VR 1 was successful, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions. They all say it was successful. Now, based on that success of 2016, you can't even imagine my excitement when Sony announced that they're going to do PlayStation VR 2. So my excitement for PlayStation VR 2 was through the roof, man. Not through the roof, actually. It was out in the atmosphere. Out there, you know, with Elon Musk's satellites. You know, I was out there probably approaching Elon Musk's SpaceX satellites and waving to the space station. That's the kind of hype that I had for this thing, for PlayStation VR 2. So the hype was super enormously real. And once I find out about technology that's gonna have inside, you know, 4K resolution, high dynamic range with an OLED screen and 110 field of view with a spatial 3D audio, and then the haptic feedback on the headset built in, and these controllers, these Sense controllers with a haptic feedback and adaptive triggers and a Sense touch. Oh, dude, are you kidding me, man? I was again, Christmas came early for me of excitement, and it's all documented. Those videos are there. You can go back to January all the way leading up to the February, how excited I was. Now, was I critical? Yes, of course. I was critical about certain things. That's just how I am, you know, and my opinions changed based on how much time I spend with the device. But that's a whole different subject, okay? So, the reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to understand my history with virtual reality and my history with PlayStation VR in general, okay? So, once I got my PlayStation VR 2, or I pre-ordered it, once I got it, once I unboxed it, I was right away, I was blown away by the quality of the picture, the lens, the 4K and HDR. It's such a drastic difference. Like, the only way you can see that difference is if you try to, for example, put this on the original PlayStation VR 1, put it on, and then take it off, and then put this on. This is like the only way you can tell just how drastic difference HDR, 4K resolution, much higher refresh rate, 110 field of view it makes, and a much brighter screen, which with much better color accuracy it makes with the PlayStation VR 2 versus this. Okay, so I was blown away by technology, like everybody else. I haven't heard anyone say, "Oh my goodness, PlayStation VR 2, it just looks terrible. The colors are terrible." No one said that, and no one's ever going to say that, right? Even though there's some people that complain about the Mura effect. Mura effect, it's something that it doesn't bother me. I know that it's there, but only if you look for it. You know what I mean? It bothers some people, but it doesn't bother me, honestly. It's because this thing has the eye tracking, and it also has the focused resolution technique that's built inside of it. It's a foveate viewing or something. I forgot how you call it. Foveated viewing. Forgive me that I forgot. Okay. Basically what it does, it focuses on only what you're looking at. So everything else gets blurred out around you that you're not paying attention to, but it focuses only on the vision that you're looking at. I think it's a foveated focus. It's focusing only on that certain thing that you're looking at, and the eye tracking, obviously, it's helping. So technology that's built inside this headset, it's top notch. I stayed by that statement in 2020. I mean, in February 22nd. I'm sorry. I stayed by that statement in February 22nd of the release of this headset, and I still stand by that statement that the technology that's built inside this headset, it's top notch. Okay. And of course, it blows the original PlayStation VR 1 out of the water in terms of quality. There's no question about that. Just go ahead and play Gran Turismo 7 right there. You're going to feel like you're inside a car 100%. Play the kayak Mirage game. You're going to feel like you're really there kayaking. You can taste the water, as a matter of fact. So you're going to say, so well, what's the problem, Mr. 4K? You know, you seem to like the technology. You seem to like the build quality and all that, even though I criticized the build quality at first, but then I understood why it was lightweight. It was lightweight so that way it doesn't hurt your head, so you're comfortable. So I understood why they made it lightweight, okay, to make it feel more comfortable. All right, so getting back to that question, so then what's the problem, Mr. 4K? What is the problem? Well, the problem is not the headset. And again, I just want to clarify this before I move into this other subject regarding the software and the applications. From a tech point of view, from a hardware tech point of view, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this headset. It is top notch. The HDR, the brightness, the 4K, the eye tracking, 120 hertz refresh rate, all of that stuff, 110 field of view, it's all excellent. The quality, it's pretty awesome. No issues there. No one's gonna ever say, hey, this is a terrible tech. No one ever said that, and no one will ever say that until we get to the Apple Vision when it comes out. That's the big daddy of them all. $3,500. Good luck with that, right? So, PlayStation VR 2. So what's the issue, Mr. 4K? And I know a lot of you out there probably want to hear this. For those of you who used to follow me when I was running a only on PlayStation VR 2 channel. So what is the issue then, Mr. 4K? You're saying how much you love PlayStation VR 1 and the great tech quality here that's built inside of this headset. So then what's the issue? Speak, man, spit it out. What is the issue? The issue is the elephant in the room that everyone's been talking about. It's not just me, it's everybody on the PlayStation VR 2 community has been talking about the one issue. And the one issue is the lack of first-party exclusive games. Okay? The lack of first-party exclusive games. Yes, there's some exclusives here, like the latest one, Synapse, right? Which is a roguelike type first-person shooter game. It's narrated by David Hayter, who did Solid Snake, Colonel, even the Colonel, you know. It's kind of implemented here. Then you got Jennifer Hale, aka Dr. Naomi Hunter. It's also being used as a voiceover here. Pretty cool game. I haven't tried it, but I'm willing to give it a try. Then we have Gran Turismo 7, which honestly is, to me, the PlayStation VR 2 system seller. This thing sells PlayStation VR 2 hands down. Alright, this is a full-fledged Gran Turismo 7 unlocked PlayStation VR 2 game. And this thing right here, in my opinion, sells the PlayStation VR 2. Okay, so then, what's the problem, Mr. 4K? Well, these exclusives that I just mentioned, like Horizon, Call of the Mountain, Gran Turismo 7, Synapse, even The Village, which is right behind me, Resident Evil Village. It's all fine and dandy. And even Switchback VR. It's all fine and dandy. It's all fine and dandy. The problem is, it's not enough variety. You know, in order for you to reach a broader audience, you gotta have more variety of stuff here. Not just some third-party, you know, independent mobile VR games. Okay, these are all like mediocre VR experiences. Okay, and having these mediocre VR experiences, it's what is keeping PlayStation VR 2 to be great, in my opinion. You know, and when we're talking about PlayStation VR 2 software lineup here of games, I mean, I'm just going through some of these games. You know, there's nothing here that kind of catches my eye that says, "Oh my God, I gotta go run out to Best Buy. I gotta buy this right now." There's nothing there that tells me, "Oh, I gotta go in and get this right now." Like, what is this? Spaceship Imposters, Talking Dogs, Tennis on Court, I don't know, Ultimate Knockout, Throwdown, some kind of gym exercise game, Vampire Masquerade, Vampire Masquerade Justice. I don't know. We'll see if it's any good or not. I already played the original Vampire the Masquerade game, and it was okay. The Foglands, Crispian Hero VR, Medicine VR, Operation Wolf. So there's Traveled the Wards, The Last Worker, Master Noid. These are all like mobile VR mediocre experiences. You know, that's what others are saying, and that's what I'm saying, and this is the main complaint that people have. You know, Not to mention the fact that, all of your PlayStation VR 1 games are not backward compatible. If at least they could get the PlayStation VR 1 backward compatible, that would really add more to this to the PlayStation VR 1 in terms of value. So, what do we have here that's like maybe a system seller? Well, like I said, Gran Turismo, honestly, for right now, Gran Turismo 7 to me is the system seller. I can't think of anything else than Gran Turismo 7. To me, is the system seller. Synapse, I don't know. I mean, I haven't played it, but I wouldn't go as far to say it's a system seller. Come on. I know. Look, I love David Hayter. I mean, I imitate his voice all the time. No, it can't be, Colonel. Another PlayStation VR 2 mediocre game. What's going on here? I don't want to, say nothing negative about Synapse because I haven't played it yet. But from what I have seen, it looks pretty good. But is it a system seller? No. What is the system seller? Big guns. Like Gran Turismo 7. Or let's say if they had Spider-Man. Imagine Spider-Man 2 this October. You can play it in VR, the full game in VR. And then you can do a co-op and play either as Peter Parker or Miles Morales to team up with one of your friends. Dude, this thing would be sold out. You wouldn't be able to find this thing. It would be sold out, man. Are you kidding me? This holiday season, if they had something like that, this would be sold out. You would have to go to StockX or eBay to purchase this. Most likely StockX you would have to go to purchase this. It would be sold out. So what's the issue? The issue is the lack of like a big titles, AAA big titles. Exclusives do matter, guys. I don't care how powerful your console is. I don't care, what kind of GPU, CPU. I don't care what kind of technology, what kind of state-of-the-art technology your device, your VR headset has. It doesn't matter. I don't care what kind of power your console has. It could have a dual GPU with an i9 processor. It could have 256 gigabytes of GDDR6X RAM. I could care less. All of that doesn't mean anything if you don't have a AAA hardcore titles that's going to take full advantage of that system. This is something that it's the golden rule. I mean, I'm an old geezer. I'm old enough. I've been gaming almost my entire life. And the one thing I know, and I'm pretty sure everybody here who's watching this can agree with me, knows that what makes a system seller is its exclusives. Exclusives do matter. This is non-negotiable. There's no argument here. There's nothing to debate. Exclusives do matter, and they will always matter. That's the golden rule. That is the golden rule. They will always matter. So what I'm trying to say is, I love PlayStation VR 2. Clearly, you can see I still have it. I have the original. I still play Gran Turismo 7. I love Gran Turismo. I could play Gran Turismo 7 forever. I already collected 119 cars. I got over 1,700,000 credits. And I'm going to be close to 130 cars. I'm just waiting for some more updates of new cars to arrive with the new seasons. But I'm like a huge collector. I love Gran Turismo 7 of cars. But that might be enough for me. See what I'm trying to say? Gran Turismo 7 might be enough for a guy like me watching movies on this thing might be enough for a guy like me. But is it going to be enough for majority to spend $600 and then $400 on the PlayStation 5? Is that going to be enough? And the simple answer to that question is no. No, it's not going to be enough. You got to have variety. You got to have more stuff than what you already have here. You got to have something that's going to, catch someone's eye. You got to have an eye candy. Something that stands out. If nothing stands out, well, then it's like it's collecting the dust. That's it. Even Digital Foundry has said that. Everybody's saying the same thing I was saying. Finally people woke up to what I was saying about the PlayStation VR 2. And I love PlayStation. I love PlayStation VR 2. I guess you could call me a PlayStation VR 2 fanboy, even though I don't like to use the term fanboy because I'm not a fanboy of anything. But if somebody was to call me a PlayStation VR 2 fanboy or PlayStation VR fanboy, I wouldn't have a problem with that because I love this thing. But the issue is, where are the games? They're saying they're coming. Well, when? Where is that World War II Ace? Looks like an Ace Combat game. When is that coming out? That World War II Ace Dogs or whatever they call it, Ace of War or whatever. When is that coming out? When is this game coming out? The Firewall Ultra. When is the Firewall Ultra coming out? This. Come on. We need more. Where's the applications? Where's the big screen VR? I mean, look at Oculus Quest. Look how many applications they have. Where's the Sony's partnership with all these other developers? You can't expect these developers to create applications for PlayStation VR 2 if you're not creating a good platform for them. The one thing that developers are looking for, it's a great platform. This is why the Steam, everybody and anyone and everyone's mother and everyone's grandmother, it's on a Steam, because Steam, it's a huge platform. And every developer out there on this planet wants to put their game on a Steam. No one's going to put anything on a Sony PlayStation VR 2 because the platform, it's wishy-washy. So my question to Sony is, what is going on? What is going on with the software? I mean, you're not some small company. You're a huge brand. PlayStation, everybody knows about PlayStation. Just the word PlayStation echoes out there. Or some would say echoes in eternity, right? Everyone knows PlayStation. There's no village you can go on this planet that people don't know what PlayStation is. So my question to Sony is, what in the world is going on here? What is happening? So what's the point of creating this PlayStation VR 2 and building all this tech inside if you're not going to be supporting it as you should? So that's the problem. And I know this video is 35 minutes and I apologize, but this is the major issue, is the lack of applications, lack of first-party AAA big titles like Spider-Man, God of War, The Last of Us, Days Gone, Uncharted, hell, even RoboCop, Rogue City. These are the missed opportunities, man. Ace Combat. These are all missed opportunities. Final Fantasy in VR. Could have taken advantage of that. Final Fantasy 16. These are all missed opportunities. I know there's a Resident Evil 4, fine, but these are the missed opportunities where you could have secured and justify this as a success. But the problem is you didn't do that, Sony. You had the missed opportunity on this opportunity to make these games that I just listed. So I like PlayStation VR 2 in terms of technology that's built inside, but to me it just feels that Sony, it's not putting any effort with their campaign. Barely any demo stations, barely any advertisement. I don't see it. They're barely advertising it. So to me, it just feels that Sony is just not too excited or ambitious enough about the PlayStation VR 2. And it's kind of sad because there's so much they can do with technology that's built inside here. Like I said, they can take advantage of Spider-Man, The Last of Us 1 and 2, God of War 1 and 2, Days Gone. I mean, all of these games, man. The Uncharted. I mean, come on. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. And sadly, they're not taking advantage of that. And I don't know why. I don't understand why. Also, they're not taking advantage of backward compatibility with the PlayStation VR 1. So those PlayStation VR 1 games can play better on this one, be more enhanced. They're not taking advantage of that. They're not taking advantage of 3D movies, watching 3D Blu-ray movies on a 4K HDR OLED 110 field of view with a spatial 3D audio headset. That's missed opportunity, man, right there for home cinema enthusiasts. That's a big time missed opportunity. And another thing that bothers me, that I have to mention, but it's a small little thing, but it kind of bothers me. They give you the ability to live stream. You can basically live stream directly from your PlayStation VR 2 via your PS5, obviously, and you can use your PlayStation 5 camera, and you can broadcast yourself. But they won't let you read chat on the PlayStation VR 2 display. But on the original PlayStation VR 1, they let you read a chat on the display. So it's just to me, it's very confusing for a lot of people. And we all love this thing. We love it. Even Digital Foundry says they love it. But they're like, what's Sony doing? You know, like, do they even care? They're not showing enough enthusiasm about this headset, and that's what worries me, that the lack of enthusiasm for this headset, what really is worrying me right now, you know. But look, we'll see what happens. So this is my first 6 months. We'll see what happens in the next 6 months. By the end of this year, you know, we'll see what's going to happen in 2024 January. What kind of experiences we're going to have, right? Maybe my next video 6 months from now will be different, where I'm going to say, well, whoa, things have changed here. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope that we get some awesome experiences. I hope that we get some awesome updates. Some awesome partnerships with some other companies to utilize this PlayStation VR 2. I hope that all of this happens, but that's the wishful thinking, right? I want PlayStation VR 2 to survive. I want PlayStation VR to continue with the VR journey, but that's entirely up to Sony. And so far, in first 6 months, they showed a lack of enthusiasm. And I'll end the video by saying that they are showing the lack of enthusiasm, and that's what worries me, is the lack of enthusiasm. Okay. All right, so again, I apologize that the video it's 40 minutes, but there was no any other way I could make this video other than 40 minutes, because there's so much I have to say in order for you to understand where I'm coming from on the VR headset, PlayStation VR 2. So I would suggest watch the entire video before you start typing on the comments, or before you get triggered by something I said. Watch the full 40-minute video before you're eager to jump in and start typing your comments. Okay? Finish the whole thing, and then you let me know what you think. All right, so I hope this video helps you, gives you some better idea how I feel about the PlayStation VR 2 in past 6 months. Keep in mind, this will change 6 months from now, depending on which decisions PlayStation Sony VR 2 makes. All right, but this is my opinion. Clearly, you can see I have this headset. I have the original. Okay, this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but this is how I feel regarding PlayStation VR 2. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys probably on the Synapse. I really want to do Synapse, to be honest with you. I really want to do this. I want to play this. I'm going to check it out. So thank you for watching. Okay, stay safe, be good, and I'll see you soon.